So I'm shooting this video outside and I have to contend with annoying ass bugs in AC units. But with that said, like the title says, Kongou is fully complete now. I got everything done that I needed to. I got the chains in the back of her hair done. And like I said, she's pretty much done. The only thing I still have to do some things to the stand she's sitting on, but that can all be done off camera and that stuff's really boring. But let me run down how everything's put together, or just run down the whole model. So like I said, she is completely life size, and like the other figures I built in the past, she is of course made out of paper. There is a wooden internal superstructure inside her holding her together, and she just printed on simple cardstock and hot glued together. The one thing I did do differently is I did spray paint this part matte black. I should have done the same thing to this piece here because at angles you can see inside it, but I didn't foresee that. I still have to go and actually spray paint the back side of the skirt here matte black, but for right now it's going to do just fine. And of course I got the big old skirt here. I actually had to forego one little slice, which is about like yay big, because this thing's already big enough and a massive pain to lug around, and flies like to be all over it. But like I said, she's fully completed, and my cat's basking in her shadow. And of course, when it comes to presents, this one has the most amount of presents out of all the characters I've built. And of course, she has her own little Bluetooth system and whatnot inside her. Though what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to actually opt for like a pair of PC powered speakers, and then just have a little Bluetooth adapter thing connected to that. That way, so these speakers can actually get fairly loud. Because right now, if I turn it all the way up, I mean it's loud, but could be louder. And if you're wondering where I actually got this Kongou model from, I actually got her from the game that's in Japan right now for the actual anime itself. And that's also and of course I'm just playing the music that they play at the main menu of the game, so I can at least have something running in the background other than these annoying bugs in AC units. Actually, give me a second, let me turn it down a little bit. So one of the things I want to do with this particular model here is that for the longest time I've been building these things and taking them to my local conventions, I've had to carry them around using my hands or whatever. This time I want to go something totally different. I want her to be RC based, so I can never have to carry her or push her around again. So I went after trial after trial, finding so many different RC cars I could use, until I found this little $60 rock crawler from Walmart. They actually sell this thing on Banggood for $60. I didn't know that until I got this thing from Walmart. The one from Banggood has full digital proportional control, while the one from Walmart, which is this one right here, is just simple on-off controls. So what I ended up doing was taking the parts from my Remo hobby car and just basically mounting them and just basically putting them into this thing so I can have full digital controls for both throttle and steering. And I just ran over the little thing. I'll actually show you what I did to get this thing all set up somewhere in this video, but for right now, the main Remo parts are inside the middle right there, and I have the front servo connected to this little arm right here, and this whole little contraption here fully works. I did remove the springs because this thing's not going to be a rock crawler for this, so I wanted it to be as low as possible, and personally it looks cooler when it's low like this. And how I made it so this thing can actually connect to the base here is I went through at least two of these little iterations. This is the final iteration. This one connects to the car with this little plastic bit right here, and this car actually has little body clips. I don't have them right now with me, of course, but the body clips will go here. This attaches to this. I have a caster wheel with a little screw that has some tape to make it so it's a friction fit. That actually basically made up with this piece right here, and that's enough to actually get this thing to properly move around. Of course, I'm on grass, so I can't actually go and show how she runs around right now, but I'll do that in a little while. But basically, it's friction fitted, and to make it so this thing doesn't actually fall off, I added some wheels right here so this thing will actually properly sit at the right height so it doesn't actually fall off. Though one of the things I didn't foresee is that I did spray paint the outer wheels, and of course doing so, the paint's been very sticky even though it's dry, so it just picks up all sorts of grass, flakes, dirt, whatever runs over it picks it up. I didn't foresee that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to wait for it to be a little bit more, wait for the sun to go down a little bit more so it's not as hot, and where it's a little bit more dimmer, because there is some other things about this model that I want to show off. And it's going to wait, and I won't wait again until it's where it's a little bit more dusk outside. So I'll come back when the sun's more down. Oh yeah, as you may saw, I did bring out Freya to do something, but she fell over. The main reason why I brought her out was to show the differences in details that went into Kongou and Freya. But you can pretty much see the difference between Freya and Kongou. The one major thing you can notice is that with Freya, the eyes and the mouth are fully rendered in, while Kongou's mouth and eyes are just basically 2D textures onto the actual physical model itself. I personally like this because building her face was so much more easier than building Freya's, but also doing it like this doesn't have as much details as Freya. And for those that don't know, both Yuta Macross and this game here, they're both Unity-based games, but it also shows how much care went into the Macross characters, and again, how much care went into these models too, but a lot more went into Yuta Macross. So with that said, I'm going to wait till it gets more dimmer like I stated, and come back with the finalization of this video. Might as well show what exactly I did to the crawler to get it to function properly while I wait for the sun to go down some more. So the way this car is designed, you remove these two little screws, you can pop the whole body off. And as you can tell, here is the main ESC, BEC, whatever it is for my remote car. I made this little foam board thing to hold the battery. I wired up both front and back gearbox motors together so they're all in sync with each other. And I extended the servo wires, which you can see the servo plug right there. I extended the wires so they can go all the way back, so they can go all the way to the front where the servo lies. And again, the servo is just like that. And again, I just had the servo basically mounted like so, and everything works properly. And with the way this board, and with the way this little ESC, BC, whatever it is, combo is designed, it even has a little place for LEDs. So that's what I did. I put two headlights right here. I removed the little screws that are back here, and I fit two small red LEDs here. So this thing now has proper lighting for both nighttime driving and for when I'm driving this thing around at the convention, so people can actually see this thing. I also have lighting on Kongou, and hence that's why I'm waiting for the sun to go down so I can actually show you how everything lights up and how everything drives around, because again, it's really freaking hot outside. So what I'll do again is I'll come back a little bit later when the sun's more down and it's a little bit more cooler, and where I can actually really show off the lighting. Alright, so the quality has changed because I swapped to my phone so I can actually properly record this section of the video. But now it's dim enough to where I can show off the lights. And if I actually scroll to go down, you can see I have purple lights at the base. And in the front of the car, I got standard headlights. And on the back, I even have tail lights. I gotta go and glue these. I gotta go and glue these panels down because they like to pop off like that, and the autofocus is trash. But again, that can all be done off camera. Now this is just a simple RGB strip. I actually have the little controller for it right here. So if I wanted, I can easily just change it to whatever color I want. But since this is Kongou, her color is normally purple, so I'm going to be keeping it purple for the most part. But like I said, it's an IR. It's one of those little cheap RGB strips you can get at Squally Mart. So with that said, I'll just show you what this thing drives like and end the video. When it comes to power, I don't have to give it much power to actually get to get it going at walking speed. If I go full power, it more than easily does full power without a problem. And I can go full reverse without any problems if I need to make a tighter turn. And overall, this thing works flawlessly for what I need. Oh man, one of the speakers fell off. Okay, so that's something I gotta fix off camera. Gotta make these. Oh, I see what happened. The foam board came loose. Okay. So I didn't see that. So I didn't foresee that. But granted, when I'm at the conventions, this thing will be mostly on carpeting, so there won't be as many vibrations as there currently are on this thing. But again, I can finally call Kongou completed, and I'm very happy with how well she came out. So I guess I'll just end the video here and just edit it together and call it a day.